Hey, why don't you let the folks at home know what's going on here on the side of your chair? I'm putting you on blast. What's going on over there? What is that?
What are those?
What are those? What
What's
are
going
those on
on
the
there?
side of your chair?
Where? That?
Yes.
It's my secret lip gloss stash.
Not secret anymore. Why do you have that?
I don't care if it's not a secret, because every girl has a car chapstick, a bathroom chapstick, a kitchen chapstick, a workout chapstick. I literally have a chapstick in a holder, like a custom-made 3D printed holder, attached to the treadmill for a chapstick.
But why is it on the chair?
Because look, it's like this perfect little shelf. So then I can sneakily keep a chapstick here, and before we start rolling, I can.
You can't pre-apply before the podcast. These are pretty short podcasts, like 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
That's what it's for.
So if you get a little
sitting here,
a little dry mid-pod.
Yeah, I can just be like, All
right, I thought we should bring that up because it's there.
They would never know if you had brought it up.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a big deal.
So we have never started a podcast like this. We don't have that many, but we haven't done this. I think it's important that we keep things like truthful, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're each other's fact checkers. So I thought it would be wise to fact check, maybe review the previous podcast, a moment of it.
What?
You see, there was a moment that in the middle of us talking, something did not settle well with me, but I couldn't put my finger on it.
Okay.
I listened to it on the playback, and you said a term, a couple of words together that I don't think you're using correctly.
Oh, no. Is it inconceivable?
Yeah. Melody, do you have that? Melody, can you present Exhibit A to the courtroom? If you could just go ahead and listen to this, and then I would love to discuss. This is from our previous podcast. So
I did go to the greetings card store recently. You buy greetings card. I throw away greetings cards for greetings cards.
Greetings cards.
Okay.
I did go to the greetings cards.
Did you make a compilation?
Listen, there's just things that needed to be done, and we have to hold each other accountable. So I'm not sure. You know what? I'll count this as a grievance. You're saying it incorrectly. Now, I believe the words that you were saying was greetings cards. Okay.
Yes.
Now, I can't explain why it didn't settle well with me. You said that. I'm like, I don't think that's the thing. I think it's greeting card, or if you're going to add an S, greeting cards, like multiple, like,
right?
I picked up some greeting cards. You said greetings cards, and I had to go take a deeper dive on this.
What did the interwebs say?
The correct phrase is greeting cards. This is the standard way to say it in American English. While greetings cards is more commonly used in British English.
There we go.
Now, Kate, where were you born? Now, not state, not city. What country were you born into?
The United States of America.
What country did we get married in?
The United States of America.
The birth certificate of our children. What country are they from?
The United States of America.
Current residence that we still live in. Where is that found?
The United States of America. How
in the world did you figure out how to slip an S in greeting? There's not multiple greetings here in America. It's a single greeting. It's a car. Here's your greeting. Hi. It's not multiple. I don't know how the Brits are doing it, but what is your obsession with the Brits?
I didn't know
we
that.
We talked about this a few episodes ago. Tines down, right?
Right.
Tines down. So you would be at a meal with someone and you would tines down British utensil while using the words greetings cards. I'm going to give you a chance to defend yourself. I think, yeah.
I suppose I thought because you're offering greetings, like I'm not greeting you. I'm not saying like, welcome. I'm like offering you greetings. And I was also talking about them in plural, like greetings cards.
Nope.
So I thought it was like attorneys general. Like when you're talking about the various attorneys general for like the government.
Are you sure you're saying that right?
Correct, because they are attorney general, but they're not attorney generals. They are attorneys general. So I know that there's a lot of like paired words that you pluralize the first and then not the second. It just made more sense to my brain.
Okay.
Greetings card. Like if I were to give you a greetings card, that's how I would say that.
Single greeting in America.
It's only single?
One greeting.
I mean, maybe it's just like,
It's the greeting card store.
I don't know. I guess maybe it's just like as like
that's what it is.
you know,
Okay.
into my mind
right.
from all of the British OBS that I watch.
Can you do me a favor? Can we just take it to social, get a little vote,
Honestly,
or
like,
however I don't know how you do it. I don't understand social media. That little vote.
no, you do not.
No, how people can vote and they say things. You need to ask the people. Let the people speak. Now, maybe there's some UK listeners that it's like, oh, it's definitely greetings, love. Like,
right?
They might say that. That's fine.
I do have
That's
a
their
couple
culture.
friends. I have a couple friends in England.
Yeah.
Will, Sue, David.
Don't take their
Is it
thunder.
greetings cards or a greetings card? And my American friends, what do you say?
Yeah. Set up a little vote thing.
I feel like the British has just like permeated my culture reservoir in my brain through all of the OBS. Like it
You
just
need to quit watching OBS.
in there.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'll never
Take
stop.
a break on OBS.
I've literally seen everything. At one point, probably 4 years ago, I was like, man, there's got to be something else that I haven't watched. Posted to Facebook. I've seen everything.
Yeah.
I need you to help me out. Throw it out there. Literally one friend, after all the comments, I was like, seen it, show, movie, seen them all. One friend was like, hey, have you seen this? One movie I hadn't seen. One.
Mm-hmm.
You should tell people what OBS is.
Well,
I don't know if it was you
I don't know who coined it.
or if it was Nick.
I won't take credit. But OBS stands. It's the thing that you consume constantly and consistently. OBS stands for Old British,
Shows.
and that last word, sure,
It shows.
shows. Yeah, nice and clean.
I think that
we know there's kids listening.
I have like
Old
a
British
shows.
is what OBS stands for, and yeah,
My sister and I are obsessed.
I know you are.
So just finished Outlander season 7.
Mm-hmm. They're all the same. They all blend together. It's sappy strings and like, oh, my dearest love. And it's always set in the same time period. Like, why? Why don't they go back like 1,000 years? Why don't they go back 30 years ago? It's always,
Right.
they're big flowing dresses. It's always very serious. The men are extremely serious. And there's always like strings and very
Are you describing
melodramatic music playing.
Braveheart?
Oh, hey, don't you listen.
Hey, it
Put
qualifies.
some honor on
flowing
that name.
dresses. Flowing dresses. They all wear kilts. Those are some flowing. We see those flow. Those flow up at one scene.
Swinging swords.
The men are very serious.
and war hammers, fighting for their freedom and for their country and for their families and for their
Yeah.
beloved, like
Yeah.
family members who have been left behind and slain by the evil, like warlords trying to overtake their country.
I didn't say it
You're comparing
was.
OBS to my beloved Braveheart?
I am merely positing that Braveheart is within the category of OBS.
I wonder how Mel Gibson would feel about that. He would have some things to say.
Well, he was in that Revolutionary War one, so maybe he would
I remember that.
probably agree.
Fighting the Brits.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the Scots were fighting the Brits. The Americans were fighting the Brits.
Why is everybody fighting the Brits? I'm fighting the Brits with my wife because she's inserted the language into our household here in America.
Yeah.
And that's all right.
I do occasionally call French fries chips, like on accident.
This is a problem.
It's honestly
So-
like it's an accident, but
All
yeah,
right.
it permeated my brain.
Well, I've stumbled into a grievance, so I'll go ahead
Oh
and
my gosh.
yeah.
Well, you mentioned that you're not very good at social media, so I might as well
No.
just out you to everybody that like
What?
the night we launched the podcast, we're sitting there
Kate.
talking about
Oh no.
we're talking about how to post reels to Instagram. So I posted a couple. And he gets his phone and he's like really serious and really frustrated. He's like, "Oh, how do I share that? How did you do that?" And so then I go and I was like, "Okay, hit the little paper airplane and share it to your story." And he's like, "Where's the story? Where did it go?" And I was like, "See how you're see, see how your little profile picture up there at the top has a circle around it? That means you posted a story."
I'm going to be honest, I still don't understand it.
He's such a boomer. He was
I
like,
don't want to understand
well,
it.
at least I know how to do Facebook.
Listen, I'm an elder millennial, and my generation, we didn't have phones. And I remember when Facebook was rolled out, and it was very simple.
I
It
am
was
the
like
one.
Joe is, and I could just write hungry. You remember that? You just plugged
Right.
in like a single word. That's the level of social media that I was comfortable engaging in. But like I can't keep up. I don't do that stuff.
I think I'm the one that got you to get on Facebook. When I met
I
you,
know- yes,
you
for
had
sure.
a flip phone
What's wrong with the?
and no social
I
media.
had a sweet flip phone. It was a Razor. That's probably why you dated me. You
No.
thought I was like mid until I
Mm-mm.
popped out that black
You
Razor.
didn't have a Razor.
Flipped it all cool, and you're like, man, this guy is from the future. He is so cool.
I wouldn't have thought that because at one point I had a pink Razor and then I upgraded to the original silverback iPhone and you were rocking some random Sony kind of bronzy brown colored flip phone.
It was probably cool.
It was okay,
Yeah.
but you didn't have a Facebook when I met you. You didn't have, and so now
Hey, would the world not be a little bit better because of it? Now, we couldn't share this podcast with anyone, but wouldn't the world just be a little easier?
podcasting literally wouldn't be a thing without Apple. It's a portmanteau. Did you know that?
No?
Okay, a portmanteau is probably British or French, who knows? But it's like two words that mix together to make a new word.
Okay.
So podcast is iPod and broadcast put together.
I didn't know that.
Portmanteau for
Yeah.
a podcast. And so like Apple, they created it. Fun fact.
That was fun.
Dude, I'm full
I had
of
fun.
fun facts.
Yeah.
Useless fun facts. But yeah, you can't do anything on social media without totally grandpaing out and being like, oh, and it's very much like the end of Zoolander when they're like banging on the computer, like, you know, Neanderthals. And they're just like, and you're like, oh, Instagram stories.
I don't know. I personally post like 2 things a year.
You really do.
Yeah. And it's just I need to share a photo of what my family looks like.
It's
Like my
true.
kids are 25 years old right now. Like the last time my friends have seen them, they were infants. Like I just have to keep, yeah.
Yeah. But I did hear recently that like happier couples who have more stable relationships are less likely to post about each other on social media.
Okay.
Which I thought that was interesting. And I read that, I was like, check.
Yeah,
We
don't,
never do that.
We don't do that. We should. I every now and then I'll do one of
Occasionally.
those. Like I'll catch you with like our kids. I think I've done this once in 10 years, and I'm just like, what a great mother. Like this, you know. Did you just spill water on yourself? Do you need a bib and some lip gloss? What do you need going on over there, buddy?
All the help I
Yeah.
can get.
Speaking of make a mess on yourself, there's a topic I really want to discuss,
Okay.
and you know how I feel about sneezing, right?
Weakness.
I hate sneezing. It's a betrayal of the body. Your body lets you down. It shows weakness. And I feel that God created sneezing to keep humanity humble because it is a constant reminder that you are not in full control of your body. Because sneezing, it's embarrassing, it's
Mhm.
weak, and it's weak in the sense of like you lose control of your body. Like you can't control it. And even if you try to keep it in, it's still winning. It's just to the level of how you want to, express the sneeze. But the sneezing keeps you humble because it strikes at the absolute worst time. Almost every time, right? You're at a wedding and it's like the I do part and somebody just and like they rob the moment, right?
Or when somebody picks up the phone and they're like, hello, and you immediately sneeze.
Yeah, it's awful. Yeah. A funeral, right?
Ooh.
A eulogy, someone's crying, someone's just spraying into their hand right behind someone who just lost a loved one.
Or when you put your nose ring in after 6 months and you sneeze 8 times from the pain.
Yeah.
Like I did 2 days ago.
There's so many inappropriate moments that you should not be sneezing. You're going to a hospital visit, right? Going to see Meemaw and Pop Pop. And they're like, what if it's an emotional scene and they're like sharing their final words and that on their deathbed. And you're just like, hold on. Oh, like, right? And it really bothers me because it's not just the fact that we don't have control. It's also the fact that everyone has to make a big deal out of it. Everyone has to. You could be in a room that's noisy. If someone sneezes in some way, everybody kind of picks up on it. And then there's always someone who designates themselves to be the bless you
Gesundheit.
person.
Yeah.
I'd be okay to bring Gesundheit back. I haven't heard that in a very long time. It's always bless you. And it's an introvert's worst nightmare because as an introvert, you are usually in crowds. You're trying to disappear.
Mm-hmm.
And the sneeze is like anti-stealth, right? It's anti-stealth technology built into your body to just let everybody know that you're there. So you go from being like kind of like quiet and trying to disappear into a room to like, hey guys, watch this, bam, and you hit a sneeze, and then now everybody's focused on you. And then that leads me to like sneeze etiquette. And I'd love to know what you think about sneeze etiquette. Like, who decides who to say bless you? Is it first come, first serve, or is it proximity? Like whoever's closest to the person. Because I've heard people hit the blessing on the other side of the room, and I'm beside the person. And I was like, I think that was mine. Like they took, like somebody right beside me sneezed. Somebody else,
And then you feel like a bad person
20
because you're the
feet
one
away,
next to them
hit
and
the
you
bless
didn't
you,
say it.
and I didn't get to bless them.
Oh dear.
So what's the etiquette? First off,
Right.
let's start at proximity. Does it matter or does it not matter?
It's also goes into the question of like, when do you not say it? Like I've been in public restrooms and I've heard someone sneeze and I just think, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
No.
But the other day at work, there's construction at our office. And so against the wall where I work, somebody from the construction crew sneezed, but the wall is so thin because they're doing all the construction. We all heard it. And so we just yelled, bless you, through the wall because it was funny.
I'd be so mad.
I think more than anything, it just caught us off guard that we could hear someone sneeze through a wall.
But you don't know what it did to that individual. If that was me over there, I would just be like, you know what? Today's a hard day, but you know, I'm working with my bare hands. I'm focused on construction. I happen to be in this room, and this is my room today.
Sure.
There's nobody in here messing with me. Like I just get to be alone. I get to disappear, and I just get to do my work. And then betrayal, your body fails you, weakness, and someone on the other side, a stranger on the other side of the wall is just like, hey, you have no control of your body. That's weakness. Like that would really bother me as an introvert. I'm just like, I can't hide.
You can't. And when you sneeze, I just yell, weak.
I have big sneezes. Oh, I don't like when you do that because I know it's weakness.
I only say it because you think that.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny.
Well, and if we're in the middle of an argument, it ends an argument. Because what if you're just saying so like, now listen here, and you're just like breaking down all your bullet points of your argument,
paper
and
towels.
halfway through you just like lose control, and you hit me with a weakness, weak. I lost.
Yeah,
again,
I know.
it's a betrayal. My body has failed me. Where my mind is overpowered, my body has let me down.
Well, I think it's not weakness, but it's funny, and it's the top tier bodily function you really don't have a lot of control over. That's like socially acceptable.
Messy.
It can be messy.
Spreads disease.
Germs. But again, totally socially acceptable because you don't really have a lot of power to hold it in. I'll be honest, I kind of don't trust people who can do this and then call it good.
It sounds really painful.
Right?
It's like,
Like, where did that go?
I can do that, and it is really painful.
But is it deserving of a blessing?
No.
You can't bless
They're
those
fake.
people. Yeah.
You can't bless those people.
You got to earn a blessing.
No.
Right? You have to do something.
You
have
need
to
the
follow
blessing
through.
because your body's embarrassed you. You need the blessing to make it through. That's what it is.
That's what
it's the rest of us being like, bless you, my child.
I'm so sorry
that sucks.
that just happened to you. We're all staring at you. You've made a mess because nobody carries the little hankies like they used to or whatever those things are called, you know?
No.
Which, by the way,
Blech.
how gross. I just remember like growing up seeing old men bust out a little handkerchief out of their suit and they wouldn't just sneeze. They would sneeze and then they would just give it a big giant blow. It'd be like flopping in the wind.
Foghorn.
Yeah. Like a tent in a storm. Just and then they would fold. Oh, I can't. They'd fold it up and they'd put that bad boy back in there. And I feel like that's disappeared. When's the last time you've seen an old boy just bust out? And it's always old boys. Like ladies have tissues, right?
No,
they have a purse and they have the little travel. My mom did. They had a little travel pack to get the tissue. Oh, here, honey. But like good old boys, I think my dad just.
I've seen good old boys like at the store, especially if you're at the hardware store or like the farm store. They've got their red hankies hanging out of their, overalls. But then I've seen like lots of dainty little old gals in town at the antique mall because that's where I hang out. And they've got their little lace hankies.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still like cotton or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not a thing. I don't think that's cool because then you have to like iron it and fold it. That's too much chores.
It's probably designed for a reason to keep people humble. We all need to be kept humble. However, you do work in the medical field. And if there's ever like
Cover your mouth when you sneeze, people.
a new
Wash your hands.
scientific breakthrough that you could
In sneezes?
Yeah, well, they discovered all these shots that made people lose weight. Why can't they do it for sneezes? I would take it. I don't like needles. I would never inject something to like get a body result unless it was like a medical, like a real issue that I would need to do.
Yeah.
But I would volunteer if they're like, hey man, it's gonna hurt. Once a week, you have to take this injection. You've full control of your sneezes. Like to have that kind of power might be too much power for me to wield.
You could go out in the sunny day.
I'm a sun sneezer, and you didn't think it's real, and you judge me because of it.
Well, it's fun to tease you about that.
I know there's other sun sneezers that exist. I'm not alone.
I'm sure there are, but
I don't know what's behind it. I read an article that said people with light eyes. So I have like light green eyes, people with blue eyes. We can't handle the sun. It's an instant reaction. Like you walk out in the summer and it's weakness. It's embarrassing, you know?
Well, I feel like if we're going to make some medical breakthrough with sneezes, then we should definitely go after yawns next because that is also so embarrassing because there's that social construct of like, I'm bored, I'm tired, get me out of here. Whereas we know scientifically, if you see someone yawn, you can yawn just from seeing them yawn.
Yeah, that I don't like, but I love hitting a nice yawn, like either in the morning or by myself. That doesn't feel like weakness. That just feels like my body
public.
is just trying to relax or express that it's like it's not fully awake. But I would love if we could get rid of the contagion, like because that is a real thing. You see someone yawn, you hit a yawn, someone besides you. Like I don't like the passing it around. If we could get rid of that,
if a sneeze can diffuse an argument, I'll tell you right now, a yawn's gonna ramp that sucker up to 11.
Yeah.
If we're in a disagreement and in the middle of me sharing my heart to you or whatever, I'm just like, what? Because you're sitting there like, oh, like that is, see what I mean? Like the social context of a yawn is so like hurtful / I don't know the word.
People do address yawns like they do sneezes, like they have to say something.
No, they don't.
A long day,
well,
we're feeling a little sleepy.
A
People
joke.
love to say that stuff.
And they're just making fun.
Yeah.
Because there is no bless you for yawning. It's not like, may you rest well.
Nobody cares. It's just a sneeze.
Handing the pillow. May you have good sleep. Never beast.
Doesn't Never Beast call back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, like nobody's giving you those kinds of blessings when you yawn. You just get looks like, oh, somebody needs some more coffee, huh? Anyway.
I
have a grievance for you.
I thought you already had one.
No, I just made fun of you. It's a different thing.
That felt like a grievance. Social media, call me grandpa.
I mean,
that's not a grievance.
Is it not the truth?
It's completely true.
I'm
a boomer.
True.
I don't care. Old people rule.
You're beyond an elder
awesome.
Millennial. You're like a Zennial.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a Gen X Millennial. You're a Zennial.
I can hang with the Xers. I can get down with the boomers. Boomers are great.
I love boomers.
They have good stories.
Especially if they're cool with being called a boomer.
Yeah.
If I get to say, okay, boomer to a boomer, and they take it in stride, day made.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Chef's kiss.
When they were born, that's their generation.
Yeah.
We both don't know how to use cell phones and social media and technology and stuff. That's all right.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, my grievance with you is that...
I'm too good looking?
Well, it's true. You're so handsome.
I'm too funny?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
I thought I could guess it.
No. You use too many paper towels. This man cooks me on the regular amazing meals. And he cooks our kids amazing meals. And he fixes himself a meal last. Always last. And I'll tidy up and I'll do dishes. And we just, separate labor like that. And it works for us. But this man, when he cooks, does not use spoon rests. Not even a spoon rest he purchased. Ow. I'm getting a Charlie horse. Ow.
Don't feel bad for you. Go ahead. keep roasting me. Your body's has betrayed you. It's failing you.
I need a banana.
Yeah.
Doesn't even use the spoon rest that he purchased,
No.
which is the most horrible spoon rest ever. But we have multiple. They can pop in the dishwasher. I'll clean them.
No.
He lays out a single paper towel
Mm-hmm.
and takes a wet spoon or utensil and
Yeah.
sets it on. Counter still gets wet. Counter still needs wiped.
Nope.
Because the moisture goes through the paper towel. And so I'll frequently come up and clean up after your cooking mess. And there will be like, I'm not going to lie, there was 7 paper towel out the other day.
Listen.
In various
Are you?
places around the kitchen.
I have a couple things to say about this, okay?
You need to stop using paper towel.
Paper towels might be my favorite like modern invention. I think paper towels are more important than toilet paper. And I think paper towels are on par with disposable diapers.
But you leave them out, and if I don't get to it the night you cook, then the next morning I'm peeling a dirty, dry spoon off of a paper towel, and sometimes there's paper towel stuck to it.
That could happen. Yeah.
It's not that hard.
could
Okay,
happen.
I have a solution, which is what I do when I cook.
Well, hold on. Can I defend paper towels
All right.
and how great they are?
All right.
Okay. They are ultra absorbent. So it can get food, it can get liquid. It's wonderful. And having a paper towel that I can dispose of after those things is like going from like a cloth diaper to a disposable diaper. Using like a standard towel is so gross. Like for it to touch nasty stuff, right? And then you have to deal with that. Like I have to wash this, I have to rinse this out. It's like using a cloth diaper. It's like, all right, it's full. What are we going to do now? You're stuck with it. A paper towel is like a disposable diaper. Are they more expensive? Yeah, but why do most people use them? Because you just got nasty stuff on there and you just get to go straight.
Convenience.
You get to get rid of it. So that's really nice.
I would
There's
argue.
also-
I would argue you're not getting rid of it
I do for the most
because
part.
I
But listen,
get rid of it.
Here's why I leave them out. It is a great buffer for something that is in the gray zone. And there are so many things like here's a great example of I'm going to save that for later. I toast a piece of bread with some butter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to put that knife on the counter because the counter is, are you going to be okay? Here, drink water and dream about
I'm another Charlie
potassium.
horse.
Okay? Now listen. I can only feel so bad. Coming after my paper towels, okay? The paper towel creates an amazing buffer or barrier because if I use a butter knife to get some toast, then I'm like, you know what? Later in a few hours, I might want to butter something else. If I put that knife on the counter, I just feel like the counter's dirty. That's just raw, just metal on a dirty counter. The paper towel is a buffer in between the counter.
What do you think a spoon rest is for?
I can use that later. I can also wipe some of the butter on the paper towel, give it a little fold, and then put it on there, and it's waiting for me later. There's so many uses that the paper towel offers
You
us.
made taco meat the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious.
Thank you.
And you used the little chopper tool
I did.
and a spoon. Like
Serve
a serving
different-
spoon.
Yeah, serve
right?
different functions.
And then you set them on a paper towel. So all of the moisture that came from
Minimal moisture, but
the
yeah.
liquid
Mm-hmm.
is now on the paper towel, sunken through to the counter. Counter now needs to be sanitized, cleaned, just wiped in general, but also sanitized
It might.
from all the meat stuff.
Yeah, but the spoon's clean and that little meat chopper thing's clean.
That's fine. But also a spoon rest will keep the counter clean and the dish, like the silverware clean.
Mm-hmm.
It'll keep everything clean. And then I put the spoon rest in the dishwasher and it gets clean. It all gets clean. And there's no more peeling dried paper towel
I think that's
off
a
of
gross
the back of spoons.
exaggeration. I might burn through 20 paper towels in a meal, and there's a single paper towel that might be
20
left over.
in a meal.
Minimum. It's, if
If you had to use the paper towel every time you wash your hands, it would be like
you know
2
how
rolls.
like you've seen those memes where it's like, I'm not telling anyone if I won the lottery, but there will be signs.
You would
That's
own paper
my
towel.
sign of because I'm pretty cheap and frugal on a lot of things, but paper towels is like I will sell a vehicle, I'll sell a piece of music gear, like if I can keep these paper towels flowing in. And there's no better feeling than when I'm in the big box store and it's like $5.50 off a huge bulk thing of paper towels. I'm like, this is amazing. This is going to last me 5, maybe 7 days.
He almost died of paper towel starvation during the pandemic.
There's a shortage.
There was
It
a
hard.
shortage.
I didn't know what to do.
And he had to use regular towels and, you know.
Cloth diaper. Disgusting. Had to reuse it. Oh, when there's a spill in the house, it's amazing that you will grab 5 real towels. And I'm like, that's all paper towel. It's on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
Spilled on the floor, there's
No.
dog hair. That is paper towel. To use a towel, and then now you're stuck with it. You have to put it in your washing machine that you put like your
Sure.
clothes. Oh, no. Trash.
Here's the thing. If it's like, you know, nasty mess, I use paper towel on the floor cleanups. If it's water, I use a regular towel.
Yeah.
And then it goes in the washing machine. But my grievance isn't even that you use paper towels. My grievance is, number 1, you don't clean it up. And number 2,
Might need something for later.
Number 2,
Might need it for later.
it's like you're trying to redo the wheel. How does that phrase go?
Come again? Reinvent the wheel?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, my foot hasn't stopped having a Charlie horse this whole time.
Is there a British
really
saying
struggling.
that's close to that, dude? Do you need to stretch? Do we need, like...
No, but like you're trying to reinvent the wheel with the spoon rest thing. And that's like the dirtiest stuff is when you're using it to cook and you're leaving it on the side by the oven and the stove and stuff.
I like
and like
how...
I have spoon rest. And here, my solution, what I do when I cook.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, trash bowl. Amazing invention. Pull out a bowl. That's where all your trash goes. Second, I get a paper plate. And that is where all of my dirty
Love paper
utensils
plates,
go during the cooking process. Because again, you can throw it away,
Mm-hmm.
but it keeps the counter clean.
Yeah.
Like
So-
if you used a paper plate for
Here's-
your stuff, it would be clean.
Let me explain why I can't use spoon rest. Because you are putting wet stuff back on other wet stuff. So
No,
when
you're not.
Yeah, so I stir taco meat, a little bit of moisture. I put it on the spoon rest. Now that moisture is on there. A little bit later, I have to stir it again, the hot meat. But now that's like lukewarm to cold liquid, and I'm reintroducing that, and I keep doing that. With the paper towel, I can shift. It's like a grid pattern of like movements of where it's like, oh, this is the clean side of the paper towel, and you can continue to do that. So there's
No.
never moisture being placed into moisture. I don't like that.
Honestly, it's just so dumb. It's so dumb. You drive me crazy.
I'm all in on the paper towel. I'm not changing. I
just
love
like-
it. It's one of my favorite parts
Just
of life.
rinse the spoons then after and throw away the paper
Now
towel.
we're
'cause
talking. I can
it's
work.
like
I can
cleaning
do
up.
that.
It's like cleaning up dirty kitchen tissue.
Yeah.
It's like the kitchen has sneezed,
Mm-hmm.
moisture from food all over, and I have to clean up the tissue with the sneeze in it.
It's just a grievance episode because I've got one too. But I'm
Fine.
going to hit a topic.
Just go for it.
I'm going to hit a topic. And
But
this
I love
is
you.
a couple years of Oh, thank you. This is a couple years of thinking about this. And when I first used to think about this, I was actually kind of insecure about it, right? Not insecure about my paper towels.
I don't
I'll own
know.
that all
I don't
day.
know what you're talking about.
We'll get there. So I was insecure about this thought. And now I just wanted to express how grateful I am that I'm not smart enough to understand cryptocurrency and NFTs.
Oh,
I am so happy that
Yeah.
I'm not smart enough.
You
to
were
understand-
this close.
I was this close, and I begin to
Mhm.
reflect on my life. I've been this close so many times in my life to being suckered into one form or another of a pyramid
Mhm.
scheme that is presented to me by people who have a little bit more information, and it always sounds great. And I'm always on the edge of like, yeah, I want that thing that I don't understand
Mhm.
because you're saying I'm gonna be successful, and I never do it. And I realize that I used to be insecure that I didn't understand those things, but it's really kind of panned out that the only thing I've invested into in my life are things that my simple brain can comprehend, right?
Mhm.
So from the outside, you might look at me and think like, man, this guy's made some like wise choices, like, right? Like he hasn't made a really bad investment.
Sure.
He's done okay with like real estate or flipping cars or whatever. And it's not wisdom, it's ignorance. I don't understand all of these other things. I don't know how they work. And
Yeah.
I just where I'm at with my money, I'm not going to give $1 towards something unless I can understand how it works. And I've tried, I've watched YouTube videos, I've read articles. NFTs, cryptocurrencies, I'm a little bit better on. NFTs, they still mean nothing to me. I have no idea what that means. I know what it stands for, but I don't understand how it works. But the cryptocurrency thing, and I've been close, but I think it's my ignorance that has protected me from a bunch of the Joes coming to me and say, Joe, we're starting Joe Coin and you need in on this. And here's going to be your return. And if I don't understand it, I won't do it.
That's a good thing. You came so close to investing in NFTs. I remember they became so hot and like people were trading like the gorillas NFTs.
Sure.
And you were telling me about it and you're like, I think this could be a big thing. And I was like, every night before bed, oh dear Lord, please help my husband to not spend our money on cartoons.
Yeah.
Because honestly,
cartoons.
like that's what it was. And then I remember reading a story of this person who realized that they had created the world's first NFTs on accident years ago and they sold for like $1 billion. And I thought to myself, they don't do anything. They don't, provide a service. They're not like a fine work of art. You can only have it on a computer. I was like, so if all of the world, energy like sources just totally are decimated, NFTs are worth nothing, but you could still go see a real painting. But you're right. Like I kind of am in that camp too. Like I don't understand why cryptocurrency is mined. Like I don't know.
I
read an article about this.
You mine coal, you mine cobalt.
Right. Like is it like in Minecraft?
Use a pickaxe
to go
get these
and get the coin out of like the fake mine?
It's fake mining.
Is it like a fake mine?
Coin.
Is it because my brain honestly pictures like the Matrix with all of the little green and you're like the green little dots are creating a tunnel and you go to the end of the tunnel and there's the Bitcoin. Like I don't know. I don't understand.
I don't know how it works. I don't think we're supposed to know how it works.
Do you think it's real or fake?
I don't know. I think there's people who are making gobs of money on it.
But somebody has to make the coins for Bitcoin. And then, so how is someone making it and hiding it and then someone else is mining it?
I don't think that's a great question. I think there's a limited number made. So if that's the case, how do you mine for more? Don't you just you either have more or you don't, you buy more or you don't. There's crypto bros who are just probably screaming right now of just like you. But hey, I used to be insecure.
Okay.
I used to be like, oh my gosh, it's something I don't understand that gives me insecurity. I'm over that. I'm so proud. And actually, here, toast to you for not understanding it. And toast to all of my non-crypto bros and broettes who are not smart enough to invest into these things. Here's the thing. We're probably never going to drive a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, but we are going to pay our mortgage and our rent on time. So here's to all of us, just regular people who just have bank accounts and buy houses and stuff.
I think that...
Shout out.
I think that it's okay to not know how all that stuff works because it's like modern day magic.
Okay. How?
I mean, like, okay, so...
I don't think that's how it works.
Back in the olden days, people were real simple.
Ye old times.
Farmers, they worked the land, they knew about real stuff, and all of a sudden, somebody comes into town with their wagon, clickety-clacking with all the extra accoutrements on the side, and they come in with the sleight of hand, and they're like, look at that.
Yep.
And the people are like, ooh, and they're like bamboozled out of their money. We can be those normal people who are like, well, I don't think that's going to make the crops grow. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's okay. We're those people.
Yeah. I think we're also just old and naive. Like Melody she will be driving a Ferrari and Lamborghini and just be like, hey guys, I can take you for a ride, but I can't tell you how I obtain this because you guys think it's magic.
Yeah.
I think it's
she'll
real.
Just be like, okay.
And I think there's a generation below us that has it figured out. And I'm okay to just say, I'm good with my paper towels. Like simple-minded, give me the paper towels, paper plates. That's for another day because there's a lot to say about that. When is it appropriate to bring out the paper plates?
Yeah.
Why do they keep becoming more expensive? But we're not going to talk about that today.
They've improved since our childhood, but we'll talk about it another time. I knew I wasn't going to win the paper towel debate.
Yes.
But I had to
Melody,
see if the people understood.
Do you know what an NFT is?
No clue.
Non-fungible token. It's a cartoon that you spend $1 million on, and then somebody else magically can take that money away from you, and you own it. But also, everybody who can use Google and just do an image search also can kind of own it because they can do whatever they want with it. That's my extent.
Yeah,
I'm
what
passing on that
are
knowledge,
the point of
that
those?
generational wealth masterclass of knowledge to you. That's all I have. Good luck.
Okay, thanks, I
Yeah.
guess.
I feel like also I want to end the podcast on like a high note of
Yeah.
appreciation. We talk about topics, we bring up our grievances,
Plenty today.
but
My goodness.
you're my best friend. You're my best friend.
Yeah.
And I just really
Same.
I really appreciate you. And I just want to say thanks for cooking delicious food. And I'm okay to clean up paper towel.
No, you're not. Listen, we are
I'm
not
not.
going to start a podcast to tell lies. Okay? You
But-
have not told a lie up to this point.
But listen,
You were not going to clean up dirty paper towels without giving me a hard time. And that's
No.
okay.
I didn't say I would not give you a hard time. I did not lie. I said I'm okay to clean up paper towels as long as you keep fixing me good food.
I'll keep fixing you.
Tell me
good
I'm
food.
pretty and make me good food.
Gorgeous.
I'm happy.
More beautiful every day that goes by. That's just the truth.
No, but I really do care about you.
Yeah. I love you
Thanks.
more than I love paper towels. I know.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Wow.
True love.
You know what? You should get me a paper towel diamond necklace.
Like a gold-plated paper towel holder, dispenser.
Yes.
Yeah.
To really just solidify your love for me.
Yeah. Also, they need to
Mhm.
make paper towels in different colors. Like, let me customize this, or like spend another few dollars, like custom order, and you get to put graphics on there, whatever you
okay.
want.
We need to be done now.
Okay.
This
I
is
think we
enough.
can. I love a paper towel. I'll
shutting
talk
you
about
down,
it forever.
bud.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that's good enough for an episode.
Yeah. See you
Yeah.
next week.
Yep. Later.